Reactions. I'm LR, and yes, I'm sporting my steampunk glasses like I occasionally do, mainly because the lights are always so bright, and if I didn't have them on, I'll be squinting quite a bit, so it makes it better to have these on. So, and it's a good look too, I think, don't you? But anyway, this is Reactions, the segment in which we talk about top things that are going on in comics and movies today. My name is LR, and let's get ready to go over our top 3 that I picked out to discuss and get your reaction to on our Gmail account, Ready to React Now. And you can even contact us on Facebook and Twitter as well. So, first topic is the Universal Monster movie slate. As you know, Universal is doing a whole set of the 50 classic monster movies, which I love. I love those old black and white movies, you know, where people really had to act because there was no special effects or anything to really help them out. But so I'm excited to see those movies. I know a lot of people did not like the last one they did, was Dracula Untold. They didn't think it fit well, and the storyline was I didn't have that big a problem with it. I thought they could have done better, but anyway, they decided to scrap that and decide to start anew. And they're starting new, of course, as you know, with The Mummy. The latest trailer dropped about 2.5 weeks ago. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. They're obviously pulling some of the mummy powers and effects from the Brendan Fraser Mummy years back. You can see that with some of the dust cloud and the face of the mummy and the dust cloud. But the storyline's going to be much different. It's a female mummy instead of a male mummy, as we know. Who knows? I mean, because we still don't know what role Tom Cruise is going to play in this. Is he actually the descendant of the king or her lover back then, or who knows? Or is he a mummy as well? I don't know. Or is he Van Helsing? It's going to be very interesting to see. I like the special effects. I like the costumes. I think it's going to be a great movie. And I really like the tie-in. Now, even though Universal said that it's a shared universe with other monster movies they're going to have, but it doesn't exactly connect, which is confusing a little bit. I don't really get that. I don't know why. Just say, hey, look, it connects. These are all together. I don't know if they're all going to come together and fight each other, all these monsters, or it's going to be some kind of connection where they come together to fight some kind of greater evil. Who knows? But The Mummy is the first one they're starting off with, and obviously Dr. Jekyll is in this movie. He seems to be the glue that's going to bind this universe. He's part of some kind of, I think he said, Pagium, which sounds like some kind of cabal or group that overlooks, seeks out, and tries to fight evil throughout the world. So, and you saw the trailer. If you didn't see the trailer, please go look at the trailer. But it's a great trailer, actually. You see next to Dr. Jekyll, there's like a glass with the skull of a vampire. So it's like, oh, did they come across vampires already? This is a relic? Is this part of this, Dracula himself? Who knows? But so it's going to be very interesting. I'm really intrigued to see where they go next. I think they're going to Frankenstein as the next one they're going to, and then they got the werewolf on the slate. They also have Creature of Black Lagoon, The Invisible Man. So it's going to be interesting when they get these things rolling, and I'm really anxious to see it. And I hope it does well. I want to see these movies done right and done over again, and with all the special effects of today and a good story behind it. So Universal Monster movies, again, it's a concept. I like the slate they're doing. I don't know how they're going to connect, but it's going to be very interesting, and it's a go for me. So I'm very excited to see it. So tell me what you think and what your thoughts are about the Universal Monster slate and which direction you think they're going with the plot. I'd love to hear your reactions on my Gmail account, Facebook, or Twitter. So the next topic that we're going to talk about is the Star Wars trailer. As you know, I'm still on a high from watching the Star Wars trailer. It was one of the best trailers I've seen. It's more of a teaser trailer, not a full trailer, I understand that, but just whenever you see Star Wars, if you're a true fan, even if you're not a fan, you just feel just overwhelming joy about yourself. And it brought me back to my youth. Every time I see Star Wars, and the feeling of hope and struggle, and what's the storyline's going to be, and good versus evil, if it's even that. So it was absolutely wonderful to see the trailer. But what we're going to talk about here is what we did not see in the trailer. And what we did not see, what I noticed anyway, was no Snoke. We didn't see Snoke, and we saw a little bit of Kylo Ren. And I wish they had shown a little bit of that. I was really anxious to see how Snoke looks, how tall he is. Because all we saw was a holographic image of him in The Force Awakens. So I'm really anxious to see Snoke. I wanted to see some Kylo Ren perhaps doing some training behind the scenes, as we saw Rey doing with Luke. So I wish they had shown a little more of that. They did show us a lot of Luke and Leia, not Luke and Leia, but Luke and Rey, that is. They showed a little bit of Leia from behind, but as you know, she's dead, and but she did shoot her scenes in this, and unfortunately she's gone from the rest of the series. But they might be recasting her, who knows. I think you keep the character alive. I think that's what Carrie Fisher would have wanted, so hopefully they can do that, and fans will accept it. Things like this happen sometimes, and unexpected losses, and you don't want to ruin the whole franchise or change the storyline because of that, but to honor and continue the character in a respectful way. And I think that's what they should do. I'm very interested to see how much of the movie is Luke. Is this a Luke movie, more or less? And this is the last time we're going to see Luke. Does Luke die in this movie? I don't know. We saw a little bit of the Knights of Ren, which was very interesting to see them. We saw Captain Phasma. And I definitely want to see, what Luke meant. If that was Luke's voice, a lot of people, it's a lot of discussion. Was Luke saying this at the end when the Jedi must die? Or was it cut where somebody was saying the Jedi must end, and then it wasn't really him saying that, but him turning around? People said that's Luke's voice. I don't know. I keep listening to it, and I watched the video, the trailer, maybe about 25 times, and I still think they're playing around with us. And he may mean the Jedi must end as far as the, this version of the Jedi. There's a new version of the Jedi Order, which is maybe a gray Jedi. We're not light or dark, but we're in the middle to harness both the dark and the light side. So maybe that's what he meant, but I don't think he means, oh no, that's no more Jedis, that's it, we're finished. So those are some of the things I noticed in the trailer. I definitely am interested in some of the space battles. One thing about Star Wars, and one of the reasons I really loved Rogue One. Rogue One to me was a real Star Wars, the word meaning Star Wars movie. It took place in space. There was ships fighting each other. It was real Star Wars. Although I love the Jedis in there as well, but Star Wars, the meaning itself, that's what we got in Rogue One. And so I think we're going to get some space battles in this one as well. But it's definitely be more wrapped around Luke and Rey's training, and hopefully more about Kylo Ren and Snoke as well. We'll see that hopefully in a future trailer sometime this summer, I'm pretty sure. So tell me what you thought about what you thought was missing from the Star Wars trailer. What you thought, what you wish you would have saw and would have been seen in there. And I'm sure we're going to see that in the future, whatever we did miss. But tell me your reactions to the Star Wars trailer and what you liked and wish they had shown in the trailer. So now, on to our last topic. Our third topic is the Cloak and Dagger teaser trailer. Now, I'm not sure if you saw the teaser trailer. It's a freeform TV show based off the Marvel characters Cloak and Dagger. If you're not familiar with them, they've been in cartoons with Spider-Man. They had their own book and everything, but basically it's a woman who has power to make light daggers out of light. And she can control light as far as brightening light, and she can shoot these daggers out, which is pretty cool. And then Cloak, who is a trans-dimensional being, he wears a cloak and basically has darkness inside of his whole portal. His body is a portal to transport people to a dark dimension or trap them somewhere else. But I never thought I'd see this on any kind of show, but I'm so excited to see it. It looks really good. It's a serious trailer. I like the actors they have, and their effects are very practical. So I like what they're doing here, keeping it grounded. It looks more in the Netflix kind of universe as far as the way they're shooting this. We're going to definitely see their powers, but it's going to be more of a real-life controlled kind of feel. From what I got from the trailer, it looks really good. I don't know if they're going to tie this into Netflix at all. I don't know what villains are going to be in this. Sure, it's going to be grounded to probably just some kind of evil corporation or some kind of evil person controlling things who may have been behind them getting their powers, or maybe ruining something that they are getting involved in. So I'm sure it's going to be that. I don't know if they're going to use a big villain or any villain that we may know off the top to start off the series. But I'm hoping that they definitely bring in some other heroes, drop some names. They might drop Tony Stark. You might hear some other names drop, possibly as little wink wink hints, as Marvel tends to do in a lot of their shows. So to see this, when I saw the trailer, very excited, happy to see it, and I'm very interested to see this. I just never, I can't tell you, I never thought I would see Cloak and Dagger on any kind of TV show, movie, maybe as a supporting cameo in maybe one of the Marvel movies in the future, but never on their own show. But I'm excited to see. I think it's a good story, and it looks like it's going to be slash kind of a love story, kind of destiny story, so to speak. But it looks interesting. If you haven't seen it, YouTube it, go watch it. Cloak and Dagger, the TV show. It's going to be on Freeform, coming up I think next year, 2018. But it looks like it could be something to watch and not miss. So definitely catch up on that. Speaking of shows to watch, I would like to say that if you're watching this YouTube channel, thank you. I try to do the top 3 storylines every week to discuss and have your reactions to. But I must say, I get my inspiration of watching other YouTube shows that I think they are fabulous and the guys do a great job. Collider for one, John Campea, John Schnepp, Mark Riley, the whole crew over there, they do a fantastic job, and I gotta tell you, they put a lot of work into their production. So I'm big fans of Collider. Emergency Awesome with Charlie Schneider. Charlie does so much research and does a great job putting his videos together. I love watching those. Obviously a highlight every day to catch his show. Fat Man on Batman, Chris Stuckman, all those shows out there. Those shows you should be watching. They have great information and they do a great job. So I'm big fans of those shows, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing my show, because I like to give my opinion, and they are definitely inspirations for me. So if you're not watching Collider, make sure you're watching Collider. Make sure you're watching TV Talk. Make sure you're catching John Schnepp's Heroes, which I absolutely love. And hopefully one day I'm going to be on that show. I hope so. One day somehow I'm going to meet John and be a special guest, because I absolutely love that show. And Robert Burnett on there as well. Loved hearing his commentary. But make sure you're catching those shows. Emergency Awesome. Great information. So thank you for joining me on Ready to React and our segment, React to Reactions. Join us next time, and I'll see you then.